All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are going deep to the
Ginger.
world of Disney. I
Yeah.
mean,
The happiest place on earth.
arguably,
For sure.
we're going to be looking at movies,
Yeah.
theme parks, and just everything in between.
Everything Disney.
We're talking about, like, how does this massive company make money?
Right.
Where do they spend it?
Mm-hmm.
And really just, like, what is their secret sauce?
Yeah, I mean, it really is fascinating because they have so many different moving
Yes.
parts to their business.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I really want to get into today is how all these pieces fit together,
For
right?
sure.
I think most people, when they think of Disney, it's Mickey Mouse, it's Star Wars, it's, all this, like, very, very top-level stuff. But their reach is so much broader than that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a global phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, did you know that they employ over 225,000 people worldwide?
No.
That's more than the population of some small countries.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's wild.
Yeah. So, I mean, with all that being said,
Yeah.
let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
How does the mouse make its money?
All right, so let's talk revenue streams, right?
Yeah.
So when you think about Disney, you really got to break it down into three main categories.
Okay.
You've got entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
sports, and experiences.
Okay, so like a three-pronged approach.
Exactly. And each of those brings in a significant chunk of change, but in different ways.
Okay, cool. Well, let's take those one at a time.
Sound good?
Let's start with the obvious one, entertainment.
All right.
I mean, that's kind of what they're known for.
Heart and soul, yeah.
Yeah. Movies, TV shows, streaming, all that jazz.
Right. So in 2024, that segment alone generated about $41.1 billion in revenue,
Wow.
which is massive. And a big chunk of that is coming from licensing their content
Okay.
to third parties, like other TV networks,
Hmm.
streaming platforms.
Entertainment.
So they're making money not only from stuff they produce themselves,
Yeah.
but they're also making money by letting other companies use their stuff.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay, so what about, like, the actual box office?
So theatrical releases are still a significant part of their revenue.
Okay.
Even with, some disruptions in production, they're planning to release about 15 new films this year.
15.
15, and that's going to bring in billions of dollars,
Wow.
especially those big blockbuster releases.
And I imagine, like, when those movies come out,
Yeah.
that also drives, like, merchandise sales and maybe even some tie-ins with the parks and stuff.
Absolutely, it's all connected.
Yeah.
So you get the movie, you get the merchandise, you might even get a new ride at the theme park.
Okay, cool. But going back to that licensing thing for a second,
Yeah.
how does that actually work? Do they just get, like, a flat fee?
So it can be a flat fee up front,
Mhm.
but it can also be what's called a royalty agreement,
Right.
where they earn a percentage of whatever the licensee makes from selling that content.
So it's like a cut of the profits kind of thing.
Exactly. Depends on the agreement and the type of content involved.
Okay, so there's, like, whole teams of people who just figure out how to make the most money from these licensing deals.
You got it.
All right, so that's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to something else. Sports.
Okay, you ready to talk ESPN?
Yeah.
This is where things get really exciting
Okay.
because ESPN is a behemoth in the sports media world.
Yeah, for sure.
They generated in 2024 $17.6 billion
Whoa.
in revenue.
Just from sports.
Just from sports, mostly through cable providers paying affiliate fees to carry their channels.
Gotcha.
And then, of course, advertising.
So even though everyone's talking about cutting the cord and, like,
Right.
all this straining,
Exactly.
cable's still making bank for ESPN.
Cable is still a big revenue generator.
Okay, but they are also in the streaming game, right?
They are, yeah.
They got ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus is their streaming service.
Okay.
Offers a bunch of live sports. It's
Yeah.
original programming.
Okay.
A lot of exclusive content you can't get on the regular cable channels.
So it's like a totally different model.
Totally different model. It's
Yeah.
a big part of their future strategy.
Yeah, they got to kind of stay ahead of the game there.
Right.
Okay, but let's be real. All that sports coverage,
Mhm.
I mean, they show everything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine how expensive that is.
It's insanely expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the cost of broadcasting rights
Right.
for things like the NFL,
Yeah.
NBA,
Hmm.
MLB, all of it. It's astronomical,
Yeah, I bet.
constant battle to secure those contracts,
Okay.
which puts a lot of pressure on their profitability,
Makes sense.
but they manage.
They seem to be doing all right.
They do.
Okay, so we've got entertainment. We got the sports juggernaut.
Right.
Now let's talk about what might be the most, magical part of Disney theme parks
Yes.
and
Yeah.
resorts.
The experience side of
That's
it.
where they really make the big bucks, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like
Theme parks and resorts brought in $34.1 billion.
$34 billion.
Billion dollars in 2024.
Okay, so that's more than sports.
It is. It's a massive part of their business.
Okay, so what are people spending all that money on?
All right, so think about it.
Yeah.
You've got park tickets,
Okay.
obviously.
Yeah.
But then you've got resort stays, merchandise.
Yeah.
Those must have Mickey ears.
I mean, got to get the ears, right?
Gotta get the ears, yeah.
Food, drinks. I mean,
No, yeah.
it all adds up.
And then, don't forget about the cruise lines.
Oh, yeah.
They have their own fleet of ships.
I forgot about that.
It's basically like floating theme parks.
Oh, wow. So even more revenue coming in from there.
It's a lot, yeah.
So I actually went to Disney World a couple years ago.
Okay,
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a whirlwind
Yeah.
of rides and shows and characters.
It's a lot to take in.
And, of course, way too much shopping.
Oh,
I think I single-handedly funded their merchandise department that year.
for sure.
But, yeah, it was an amazing experience, but it definitely wasn't cheap.
Right, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Disney has really mastered the art of creating these immersive worlds
It is.
that people are willing to pay a premium to experience.
Yeah.
It's not just about going on rides.
Right.
It's about feeling like you're stepping into a different world.
It's escapism.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
creating those magical moments that people cherish.
I mean, you're right. It's like stepping into another world. And it's not just like here in the U.S.
You're right.
They got parks all over the globe.
They do, yeah.
You got Disneyland Paris,
Mhm.
Hong Kong,
Mm-hmm.
Shanghai.
Yep.
They even licensed their IP
Yeah.
for Tokyo Disney.
That's right.
So it's like a truly global operation.
Huge global operation.
And that global reach, I mean, that's got to be a huge advantage for them, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like it just expands their market so much. And obviously their revenue potential.
It does,
Yeah.
but it also comes with risks, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you've got geopolitical issues, you've got currency fluctuations,
Yeah.
you've got even things like pandemic-related closures that
Yeah.
can really impact their bottom line.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about all the ways that Disney brings in the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm curious about the other side of the coin, the expenses.
Okay.
Like, what does it actually cost
Yeah.
to keep this massive Disney machine running?
Yeah, let's dive into that.
Okay.
Because behind all the magic and sparkle, there are some significant costs involved.
All right, well, let's break it down.
Okay.
Okay, so we know that Disney makes a ton of money
Yeah.
from their movies, their parks, and ESPN.
Right.
But obviously, running a massive operation like that has got to cost a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are some of their biggest expenses?
Well, I mean, first off, just think about what goes into creating all that entertainment we just talked about.
Yeah.
Making movies. Right.
Developing TV shows,
Mhm.
getting those broadcasting rights for sporting events.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
It's a high-stakes game.
Very high stakes.
Yeah.
And the price tag is huge.
So content creation.
Content creation, that's a big one.
Makes sense, especially like these days with all the crazy special effects and,
Right.
big name actors and everything.
Yeah, the budgets for these films are insane.
Yeah.
And it's not just production costs.
Right.
You've also got marketing and distribution.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Got to get those movies in front of audiences.
Right.
Promote those TV shows.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
Yeah. And then you've got all those employees.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
We're talking 225,000 people.
that's a lot of paychecks.
Massive payroll.
Yeah. So I bet labor costs are a huge factor.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got everybody from the animators,
Yeah.
the Imagineers who design the parks,
Mm-hmm.
park staff, cruise ship crews.
Yeah, all the people that make the magic happen.
Right. And keeping all those people happy and paid back.
That's got to cost a pretty penny.
It does. Talent is expensive.
Makes sense, but it's not just salaries, right?
Yeah.
What about just maintaining those theme parks and resorts?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
Keeping those rides running,
Yeah.
the landscaping, all
Yeah.
the updates and renovations.
Right, there's like a constant process.
Constant upkeep.
Yeah.
It's a huge expense.
So theme park operations, that's a big one too.
Big one.
Okay, so we've got content creation,
Yep.
labor costs,
Uh-huh.
and then all the theme park stuff
Right.
eating into Disney's profits.
Yeah. And that's not even everything.
What else is there?
Well, you've got marketing and administration.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, remember those marketing blitzes we were talking about?
Yeah, the ones that are everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Like you can't escape them.
Those campaigns don't come cheap.
No, I bet.
In fact, their advertising costs alone were $6.1 billion in 2024.
Wow, that's more than some companies make in a year.
It is. It's a lot of money.
But I guess when you're competing for attention like that,
Right.
You got to spend money to make money.
You got to be seen
Right.
and heard.
Yeah.
And then you've got general corporate expenses,
Okay.
legal fees, accounting,
Mm-hmm.
all the behind-the-scenes stuff that keeps a company like Disney running.
Right. All the nuts and bolts.
All the nuts and bolts.
Okay, so we've talked about all the money coming in
Right.
and all the money going out.
Yep.
But ultimately, I mean, it all comes down to the customer, right?
Right.
What is it about Disney that keeps people coming back?
Yeah.
Like, why are people willing to shell out all this cash
Yeah.
for these experiences?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
What's their customer value proposition?
Like, what are they actually offering
Yeah.
that people find so valuable?
It's a good question.
I mean, obviously, they're selling entertainment,
Yeah.
right? Movies, shows, sports, theme parks.
It's all about entertaining people,
Well,
keeping them engaged.
But I feel like it's more than that.
It is more than that.
Yeah.
It's not just about selling a product or a service.
Right.
They're selling emotions.
Okay.
They're selling experiences.
Yeah.
They're selling memories.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
It's about making people feel something.
Right.
It's about connecting with those characters and stories
Yeah.
on an emotional level.
Like, think about your own experiences with Disney.
Right.
Maybe it's watching your favorite movie as a kid.
Exactly.
Or going to the parks for the first time.
Yeah.
Those are like core memories.
They are. They stick with you.
Yeah, and Disney is so good at tapping into that.
They are masters of it.
Yeah.
Creating those moments of joy, wonder.
And I think, like, especially these days when
Yeah.
things feel so crazy out in the world,
Right.
those escapes are even more valuable.
People are looking for a break.
Yeah,
They want to escape from reality for a little bit.
right. And Disney offers that.
Exactly. A sense of escapism. A chance to step into a world of imagination and fantasy.
And they've built this brand
Right.
that people trust,
Yeah.
and they associate it with quality,
Yeah.
family-friendly entertainment.
It's a powerful combination.
It is. And it's not just for kids.
No.
Right? They've got stuff for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel movies, Star Wars,
Uh-huh.
classic animated films.
Yep. They cast a wide net.
And they keep adding to it, right?
They do.
Like they're
And
constantly.
they're acquiring new properties.
Yeah.
Developing new content
Mm-hmm.
to appeal to different people.
That's smart.
It's all about staying relevant.
Yeah.
Capturing a bigger piece of the entertainment pie.
Makes sense. So they're selling emotions, experiences,
Yeah.
escapism.
Mhm.
But what about the competition?
Okay, good question.
I mean, there are other theme parks out there,
Right.
other streaming services,
Yeah.
other entertainment companies.
Absolutely.
So what makes Disney different?
Well, I think one of their biggest advantages is their brand and their intellectual property.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a century-old legacy
Right.
built on these iconic characters and stories that are recognized all over the world.
I mean, you can't go anywhere
Right.
without seeing Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
or Star Wars.
Or Marvel.
Yeah, like that kind of brand
That's
recognition
invaluable.
is huge.
Yeah.
And they're really good at leveraging that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like
yeah.
across all their different businesses.
Exactly.
So you have a successful movie.
Yep.
Then you get the theme park rides, the merchandise, video games,
Yeah.
books, whatever.
It's a cycle.
It's all connected.
It all feeds back into itself.
And it just keeps amplifying their revenue
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
making their brand even stronger.
It's a brilliant strategy.
It is. And it's something that, like,
Mm.
I feel like other companies
Yeah.
really struggle to replicate.
Yeah, they might have a hit movie
Yeah.
or a popular theme park.
But they don't have that same level of, like, synergy. Yeah.
That integration across different platforms.
It's unique to Disney.
Yeah, they've really perfected it.
Okay, so strong brand,
Mm-hmm.
powerful IP,
Yep.
and this ability to, like, leverage it across all these different businesses.
Right.
What else gives them a competitive edge?
Well, we already touched on it,
Yeah.
but their global reach is a huge factor.
Right.
I mean, they have theme parks on multiple continents.
Mm-hmm.
Their streaming services are available in tons of countries.
Yeah.
Their content is translated and distributed worldwide.
It's a truly global operation.
It is. It's massive.
But I imagine that comes with its own set of challenges, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like navigating different cultures.
Yeah. Cultural sensitivity.
International regulations,
Mhm.
currency fluctuations.
It adds another layer of complexity.
Right, but the potential rewards
Oh, yeah.
are huge.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about how they make money,
Yeah.
how they spend money,
Mm-hmm.
what they offer to customers, and what makes them different from everybody else.
Right.
But let's zoom in a little bit.
Okay.
What are some of the most critical activities
Mm-hmm.
that Disney has to get right in order to succeed.
Yeah. Like, what are the day-to-day operations
Yeah, the nitty-gritty stuff.
that are absolutely essential to their business model?
Yeah, let's get into the weeds a little bit.
All right, you ready to dive into those operational details?
Let's do it. All right, so we've talked about the big picture stuff.
Yeah.
But now I want to get into the actual, like, behind-the-scenes stuff.
Oh.
What are the operational things that Disney has to nail
Right.
in order to keep this whole thing running smoothly?
So I think one of the most crucial things is talent acquisition and development.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about a company with over 225,000 employees.
Massive.
So finding and retaining top talent is essential for literally everything they do.
Right.
Whether it's animating the next Pixar movie or creating those amazing theme park experiences.
Right, so you need, like, the best animators, the best Imagineers, the best storytellers.
You need it all.
Yeah. And that's not easy to find, I bet.
It's incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
And it's not just about finding them.
Right.
It's about keeping them,
Yeah.
creating a work environment where they can thrive.
Right, where they want to stay.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got talent. I've also heard that Disney is really focused on sustainability.
They are.
And, like, social impact these days.
Yeah.
Is that part of their operational strategy as well?
Absolutely. It's becoming more and more important.
Okay.
Especially for attracting and retaining top talent.
Right.
I mean, people want to work for companies that align with their values.
For sure.
And Disney has made a conscious effort to incorporate those things into their operations.
So it's not just good for the planet.
Right.
It's good for business.
Exactly.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right. What else is critical?
Well, content production and acquisition.
Right. Got to have the content.
That's the lifeblood of their entertainment business.
I mean, without that, the whole thing falls apart.
It does, yeah. And it's not just about having content.
Right.
It's got to be good content.
Yeah, quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, Disney is known for their high production values and their ability to make stuff that people connect with.
Right. Resonates with audiences.
Globally.
Okay, so you've got the production side.
Yeah.
But then there's the whole distribution thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like getting that content out there on all these different platforms.
Yeah. Theaters, streaming services.
Yeah.
It's a massive operation.
Yeah, it's got to be super complex.
Very complex.
To manage all that.
Disney has a huge distribution network.
Right.
It spans the entire globe.
Okay, so talent, content, distribution. What about those theme parks?
Oh, the theme parks? That's a whole other level.
Yeah. What are some of the operational challenges there?
Theme park operations are a logistical marvel.
Okay.
You're talking about managing these massive crowds.
Right.
Making sure everybody's safe. Maintaining those intricate rides and attractions.
Yeah, I bet that's a nightmare.
It's a lot.
Just to keep everything running.
Coordinating food and beverage. Merchandise sales.
Yeah, and doing it all while, like,
Yeah.
maintaining that Disney magic.
Right, the attention to detail,
Right.
the customer service.
That people expect.
Yeah, they're really good at that.
It's like a well-oiled machine.
It is.
And they're always trying to improve.
Right, creating those seamless experiences.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work behind the scenes.
For sure. Okay, so
Yeah.
I imagine technology plays a big role in all of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They're using tech for everything.
Yeah.
Ride queues, ticketing,
Okay.
guest services.
Yeah, and even those character interactions.
Yeah, you see a lot of animatronics these days.
Right. It's pretty wild.
And they're constantly looking for new ways to use technology to make things even better.
Makes sense. What about marketing?
Okay, so marketing is another critical activity.
Yeah.
Disney is one of the best in the world at marketing.
They are. Like,
They know how to create buzz excitement
right.
around their new releases.
I mean, we talked about those Marvel campaigns.
Right.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere, like inescapable.
And they leverage every channel.
Yeah.
Traditional media, social media,
Okay.
digital ads,
Yeah.
influencer marketing, you name it.
They're very strategic.
They are.
Yeah.
They know how to create those shareable moments,
Right.
those viral campaigns that get people talking.
Yeah. It's all about staying ahead of the curve, right?
It is.
Understanding how people consume media.
Yeah.
And finding ways to cut through all the noise.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot.
We haven't. But I think it all leads to a really important question.
Okay.
Given all these complexities, all these moving pieces, how do you think Disney needs to evolve
Yeah,
in the coming years?
that's a great question.
I mean,
The world's changing.
Yeah.
The entertainment landscape is changing. And in order to stay on top, they've got to adapt.
so what do you think they need to do?
Well, streaming is a big one.
Okay.
I mean, they're already investing heavily in it,
Right.
but they got to keep creating that content that
Yeah.
people want to watch.
And they've got to find a way to stand out
Right.
in a market that's getting more and more crowded every day.
The competition is fierce.
It is. You've got Netflix,
Yeah.
Amazon,
Oh, yeah,
Apple.
yeah.
Everybody's trying to get in on this.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the content itself, it's
Mhm.
about the experience,
Yep.
the features,
Mhm.
the personalization.
Okay.
They gotta make those platforms easy to use,
Right.
engaging.
Yeah.
And they gotta offer something
That nobody else has.
that sets them apart.
Okay, what about the theme parks?
So theme parks face their own challenges.
I bet.
I mean, they're super expensive to run,
Yeah.
and they're vulnerable to like economic downturns.
Right.
You know, those unforeseen events.
Like pandemics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Disney has to find ways to make them more resilient, okay, more adaptable.
Right, so they can weather those storms.
Exactly.
But they also got to keep innovating, right?
Oh, for sure.
New rides,
Yeah.
new experiences,
Yeah.
new ways to immerse people in those Disney worlds.
They always got to be one step ahead.
And I feel like technology is going to play a big role in that.
Absolutely.
Like we're already seeing things like virtual reality, augmented reality.
Probably going to get bigger.
So it's all about anticipating what consumers want,
Right.
pushing those boundaries,
Yeah.
and finding new ways to entertain people.
It's a tall order.
It is, but I feel like if any company can do it,
Yeah.
it's Disney.
They've got a pretty good track record
They
of
do.
reinvention and innovation.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what they come up with next.
Exactly.
But I'm excited to see it.
I am too.
It's a fascinating company.
Yeah.
And they always find a way to surprise us.
They do. They really capture the imagination.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Mm-hmm.
A deep dive into the world of Disney.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
A lot.
but we've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to explore.
Yeah, so keep digging.
Keep asking questions.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll be part of the team
Right?
that's creating the next chapter.
In the Disney story.
Until next time, keep diving deep.